How's it going, you guys? It is the end of the day. One of the chickens, oh, Miss Mama, she jumped up. It's the end of the day, and you guys were right, per usual. You guys never lead me astray, and you guys point out if I did something wrong, and I did do something wrong. So, we're going back to trying this dead weed brew again. I had a feeling that I was going to be doing something wrong. As I said, I had never used it before, but you guys told me that I had to mix it up at the strongest concentrate, and a lot of you guys actually even said maybe a little higher than the highest concentrate. So that is what I'm going to do today. I do have to say that at the 6%, it did kill some weeds. It did not kill all of the weeds though. And so I'm gonna take you guys up front right now and show you guys what it did end up doing, because it did kill a good majority of them, but there's a whole patch that it didn't even touch it. It looks like it maybe like whispered at it, and that's about it. So let's head up there. Let me show you guys what that looks like, and then I will mix up a stronger batch than what it recommends last time. Oh, you can see our mess. We are organizing the shed because it has been severely neglected, and so that is a real life for you. Just a little batch of that. Anyways, I mixed it up at the 6%. I think what I'm gonna 6%, right? Let me double check. Let me triple check. 6% solution, and I'm gonna go up to the 9% solution, which is 3 fluid ounces for a 32-ounce container, which is what I have. I think the 6% solution was probably going to be better if it was hotter and if it was like middle of summer, where you guys know right now it's winter and I have roses blooming. It's not really winter, it's like 50 degrees. I'm also in a t-shirt and shorts. The winters here in California don't really count, do they? Anyways, it's got to happen that it's got to be at a higher concentrate. We've been getting a lot of rain, so I don't think that helped. And it's been cold-ish. It's been in the 50s, okay? So let's get this taken care of. I'll be really happy if it works though, because I really hate weeding the driveway. It's such a pain in the butt, but it's got to get done. And I'm running out of sunlight, so I don't expect that these to be taken care of today. Obviously, it's going to take a couple of days for the solution to work again, but if it worked up at 6% just a little bit, it'll easily work at the higher concentrate. So let me turn the camera around and show you guys. Some of the weeds are just straight up missing. So you guys saw we sprayed this area last, and there were a whole bunch of little cosmos here. These are all just dead, so that's exciting. Nothing survived that. A lot of these grasses, it looks like maybe survived just a little bit, but for the most part died. There was some clover, I think right there actually, that is completely dead. And a few other things, like there was grasses there, some grass over there that died. And then this section here actually just has a pile of weeds that I should have thrown away, but I just started spraying it. And I did spray all of this area here, and some of it survived, some of it did not, which was nice. Like you can see all of that brown. This all was like green like that. So huge improvement, but I gotta take care of it. I gotta do the stronger solution. And then we had this little grass patch here, and for the most part, this is dead. Very, very little green, and it just might be that like I didn't spray these areas, but you can see like I clearly sprayed that area, so that's good. But then when I get to this area, a lot of this made it totally unfazed. Actually, like pretty much all of it made it completely unfazed. This is all this brown here is just leaf buildup, but these, yeah, it just like whispered at it. It's like, hey, do you want to die? And it said, no, obviously not. And then this section, it might have looked at its direction, but I mean, some of these weeds are pretty thick. I mean, so this is why I need to get out here and pull, but it's such a pain, and then I get dirt everywhere. So I don't think that solution was going to kill these big, huge weeds like that. So some of these I'm going to have to come and pull, but it would be nice if there was a solution to not have to pulling all of these, because I really hate pulling weeds, and then that happens, I just can't get the roots out of them. See, it's just a pain. So we're gonna try this at possibly higher than 9% solution. Let me throw these weeds away though. The last thing was by this container that we have there was some grass underneath here, and it totally took care of that. No problem. Grass died out. So that grass totally died out, which is really nice by this pot. Because I really didn't want grass growing in the driveway. I do need to spray again. I might have missed it just right there in that little spot. So the bottle said 3 ounces of solution. I'm going in with 5. We'll see. That should take care of the solution. And then if it doesn't, then I know that I don't like the product. But from what I saw it do on the other weeds, it looks like it's gonna work. I just obviously needed to go with the higher solution and maybe a little bit higher. So we're gonna try this out. A lot of you guys suggested that I invest in one of those like handheld pump sprayers. We have a whole bunch of those that I do use on products that I do absolutely love. But I already had this little spray bottle. Before I invest in a giant like pump sprayer, I would rather like just use what I have, and then if I end up loving it, then I'll go buy a designated pump sprayer specifically for this, because we buy the pump sprayers that are like $25, and I just would rather not spend $25 on something I'm not sure about yet. So let's go try this now. Okay, so that should work. We'll know hopefully by tomorrow. If that worked, I will give you guys an update in just a second in this video, if it worked or not. I am going to cross my fingers because I really want this stuff to work. I've had really good luck with pretty much every Bonide product that I've ever used. And so, I mean, even if they had one that was a dud to me, that would not be a bad deal. But I'm hoping that this one works. So I will give you guys an update on the Dead Weed Brew if it works. Like always, wash your hands immediately after using it. Wash the bottom of your shoes. Don't walk on your lawn until you've washed your shoes thoroughly, because you don't want any of that residue on your shoes, and then you trample through your yard and then you have little footprints of weed killer, which will kill your grass. And so I think I'll give you guys an update in just a second on how this worked. Okay, it's currently raining. You can see the puddle behind me and there's a train going by, but I gotta get this done. I gotta get this checked out for you guys. I don't know if you can tell. Look at all of this compared to that. This stuff worked at a higher concentrate, so that is so exciting. I mean, it's basically, these weeds have basically turned to mush at this point. So I'm gonna call it a huge win. This is exciting. It's gonna make taking care of the weeds in the driveway so much easier. Let me turn the camera around and show you guys all of these areas. This was definitely the hardest spot, and I had very little faith in this area. So let me show you guys really quickly. Well, they're dead. They are very, very dead. So this is really, really exciting. And you can see even these ones that I sprayed that were just hanging over, it took care of the foliar growth that was just hanging over all the way down to this area right here. So I'm gonna call this a win. I mean, you can see these were bright green, just like the weeds that are over there. Whew, that wind is chilly. Those will all dry up and turn to dust in no time. And then coming over to this area, this was the other area that I was super worried about. I wasn't quite sure how well it was gonna work, and it's dead. They're all totally fried and crispy, which is really exciting. What is this? That's just a leaf. But yep, all of these are no longer a problem. So I don't have to deal with pulling weeds up in this bed, which is really nice. And then all of the little grass pieces that were there died. And all up here is totally dead. Look at this. This is after a few more days, just pure crispiness. This clover is no more. I'm gonna say it's a win. So I'm gonna call this a win. There is no color left in these weeds at all. I'm gonna chalk it up to a win. That's exciting stuff. So if you're going to use the deadweed brew, you definitely have to mix it at the higher concentrate and possibly even higher than what it says on that bottle. I'm gonna call it a win. I'm gonna continue to use this stuff. I'm very happy with those results. So if you are gonna end up using it though, you wanna make sure that you're spraying at the end of the day. You don't want, it's just anything you're spraying, whether it's a pesticide or an herbicide, just spray it at the very end of the day just to be safe. That way you're not hurting any pollinators or bees or anything like that. You also want to make sure that you give enough time when it's wet that it can work. It says that it's dry after, I think it said like 30 minutes or an hour or something like that. So as long as you don't have rain within that first like hour after you apply it, you should be good to go. We didn't have rain for about 24 hours after, and it definitely would work even faster on hot days. So I'm gonna call that stuff a win, and it's gonna be one that we're gonna add into our rotation of things to keep the driveway weed free this year. I'm gonna go inside because it's raining and I'm wet, and you guys, ooh, the birds just stopped. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will see you all in the next one. Bye guys.